What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. At long last, Ty Dolla is here with his debut album, Free TC. First off, before I even get into this review, I gotta express that I am a Ty Dolla fan. I was a fan with Beach House 1, 2, Sign Language, the Beach House EP. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't listen to the mixtapes prior. I know he had House, I believe it was House on the Hill. I don't think I've ever listened to that, or maybe I skimmed through it. But Beach House is where I really became a fan. I regard that as his best project. So, with that in mind, I gotta say I'm very disappointed in Free TC. I feel like the writing was on the wall, though. Throughout the year, he's released singles. A number of singles came, in the last few weeks. But, like, he had Blase, he had When I See You with Fetty Wap. And none of these singles really stuck. He didn't have like a big single that was gonna, pop off. They were all attempts at it, but ultimately I knew the album wasn't gonna be that good. But I was just hoping for maybe like an EP worth of good material out of here, like 5 or 6 songs that I can just keep and enjoy. But honestly, I don't know if I like any of this album. I've listened to it a few times, and I can't get into it. Like, even the guest features, they are just, some of them don't sound natural, obviously. Being a part of Atlantic Records, you can see, like, the influence that Atlantic has had, dating back to, like, Beach House 2, when he had all these, guest features and stuff. Like B.O.B. and Trey Songz, and then honestly, the album kind of continues that. There's another Trey Songz feature. There's Babyface. Babyface is actually not a bad one. It's a pretty solid one. Who else? Like Fetty Wap, you can tell just by having Fetty Wap, he was reaching for, the fact that Fetty's hot right now, and, maybe they can come together and make a good record, but honestly, they didn't. And even, like, some of the bigger guest features, like Kanye West, he's been on a disappointing run with guest features lately, except for his Tyler, the Creator one, and this one is no different. He kind of just, brings on that singing, and sometimes the singing works, sometimes it doesn't. Kendrick Lamar's guest feature might be the best. I think Kendrick Lamar and R. Kelly. Because Kendrick, he always delivers, even if it's kind of scaled back. It's not as dope, but LA might be like my favorite record on here. It opens up the album and all. And then R. Kelly, R. Kelly's not going to give you anything necessarily whack. But like I said, none of the guest features really gave you that, oh my God moment. Like, he wrecked this, or he really sung the hell out of that hook. I don't get that feeling here. I just feel like Free TC is a bad attempt at crossing over, trying to appeal to a more mainstream crowd. And I get that you're on a major label, sometimes you have to, but Ty Dolla just hasn't been able to do that. So I would love to have had him, go back to like the original sound, what made him so popular. And hopefully, maybe this album will do well enough to where he can do that. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice, that's how chess works, right? You gotta sacrifice, and hopefully, like, the next album, he'll go back to like his old self. Maybe, I don't know, or at least refine what he tried to do on this album and successfully do it on another. But I gotta say, there is one thing that I liked about the album. I like that the album, the concept is presented at the end of, like, most of the songs. There's skits at the end of them, and he's talking to TC. And I love that the album is kind of wrapped around, like, here's TC, listening to the songs, and then they having a little conversation about it in the skit. I like that. That was probably, one of the highlights of the album to me. But like I said, I'm not impressed with the album at all, and it sucks to say that, but I still pre-ordered it on iTunes because I wanted to support. I want Ty Dolla to win, even if this album is not up to, the standards that I wanted. And I back when he put out his Airplane Mode mixtape, I had jokingly said that, Violent might be better than anything on Free TC, and I was joking. I wanted it to be a joke, but unfortunately it wasn't. And I think Violent is probably the best record I've heard from him all year. So should you buy this? If you haven't been liking the singles like I haven't, then I don't think you'll like the album. But I mean, if you've enjoyed them, then I definitely say give it a listen. Go to Spotify. But overall, I don't know if I would recommend, buying this just, off the strength of who Ty Dolla Sign is, who the guest features are. Now I have 3 questions for you guys. Why do you think Ty didn't succeed with Free TC? Or actually, let me reword that. Do you feel like the album, is good? If not, why do you think he failed to succeed with this album? I gotta, kind of throw it in there so it's not like I'm one-sided. I want to know, did you like the album or did you not like the album? Number 2, who was your favorite guest feature? For me, like I said, Kendrick or R. Kelly. Those were my 2 picks, but who was yours? And lastly, what was the best production on the album? There's a lot of different beats, and some of the beats are good, but I don't feel like they give that feel, like that beach house feel. I would have loved to have seen more like those double-sided songs that Ty did. But, that's just my take on it. So, Ty is a very talented artist who just couldn't, execute a successful album this time around. Whether it was the pressure, the label's influence, or other factors, Free TC, just falls short. And I really hope Beach House 3, which was recently announced, will journey back to like that older sound. And, we shall see, I guess. So let me know your thoughts on Free TC in the comment section below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at sermonsdomain. And as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.